Hello, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the room alarm. When Loop and Switch were younger, Switch used to get really annoyed by Loop, who was always sneaking into her room because she had all the coolest gadgets and things she'd learned to make with Cody. Now, to keep him out, Cody showed Switch how to make a room alarm, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So here we have Switch in her room. Now she's going to go out and she wants to set up her alarm. To do that, I'm just going to connect the 9-volt battery. And that gives us about 10 seconds for Switch to leave her room before the alarm is active. So Switch is leaving, and now her room should be fully protected if anyone like Loop wants to sneak in. So sometime later, Loop has got bored playing football outside and wants to see what Switch has been up to, what gadgets and games she might have in her room. So here's Loop, he's coming, sneaking along, and if he enters the room, then he's going to set off the alarm. Well, you might not live on a spaceship, but perhaps you have a brother or sister that you want to keep out of your room. If you do, then I'm going to show you how to make your very own room alarm. Hello, this is a really fun project, the room alarm project. If you want to keep someone out of your room, out of your cupboard or out of a drawer, then this is a great gadget to make. You can set it up, leave it, and if it detects motion, it's going to send out an annoying alarm, which is probably going to scare someone off. So what do we need? Okay, well, the main part of this is the PIR sensor, the passive infrared sensor, this dome one that detects motion. Of course, we need our Uno board and our breadboard, a buzzer to send out that annoying alarm, a red light just for added effect is especially good if it's in a dark room. Then our jumper cables. Well, we need 5 that have the pins on both ends, so our male to male as it's called, so 5 that have these on both ends, and then we need 3 that have the pins on one end and the hole on the other end, so our male to female as these are called. So that's everything you need for this project. So if you've got all that ready, then we'll begin. Let's start off by having a look at the PIR sensor. Now we've got the pins here. If you've done the other project and used the sonar, it's a little bit like that, but we only have 3 pins. So we don't have a trigger and echo like on the sonar. What do we have? Well, we do have the first pin on this side, which is for power, that will go to the 5 volts on the Arduino board, and the opposite side is our ground, and the middle pin is for sensing the motion and sending the signal if something is detected. So just 3 pins this time. Now on the other side, you'll see these 2 bits here that can turn. Now this is to change the settings of the sensor. First one, this one controls how long the signal will stay on for. So how long you want the alarm to buzz or the light to stay on. And I've just got this one turned down to the shortest setting here, so you can change that if you wish. And this one is the sensitivity, so how sensitive it's going to be for the movement, and I've just left this set kind of in the middle, which is pretty much good enough for most circumstances. So let's get this connected up first of all. So I'm going to start with the power, which is going to go there. And over on my board, over on the power side, I'm going to plug this one into my 5 volts, which is, oops, just there. Okay, hopefully you can see that okay. So that's gone into my 5 volts there and to the power pin on there. Then let's deal with the ground. So that's the one on the opposite side. And I'm going to put that into the ground next to the 5 volts on the board there. Get that so you can see. So that's our power and ground. And lastly, the one that's going to detect the signal, that's the sensor pin. And in the code, I've already got this set up for number 3. So I'm just going to plug that into number 3 on the board there. Now you have your PIR sensor all connected up. It's time to move over to the breadboard, where we'll want to put our red LED and our buzzer. Let's start with the red LED. If you've done the other tutorials, this should all seem very familiar, with our short leg for ground and the long leg that goes to a number output. Really doesn't matter where on the board you're going to put it. So I'm just going to put mine the usual place over on the edge with the short leg on the edge there. And let's deal with our ground first of all. So I'm going to take from the ground leg, from that line there, and take it to my blue line. That's the line that I will use for the ground connections on here as usual. Now let's take it from this blue line on the board there to my Arduino board, to the ground pin on there. Let's take that into there. Okay, so we've got our ground connection all set up, and then the positive. So I'm going to be taking that from next to the ground to this longer leg there, and I'm going to plug that in to number 13 on the board, which is the number I've used for the red LED in the code. So that's into 13. Next, we're going to do our buzzer. Again, we have the shorter leg and the longer leg, and let's find a place for it on the board. So if you've seen the other videos, then you know I like to leave it sticking out just a little bit so I can find it later on, find where the pins are. So first we're going to do the ground pin. So that's along this line here. So I'm just going to go from there and to my ground line. So anywhere along this blue line section here, that's my ground. And then finally the positive. So I'm just checking I'm in the right line there. Yes, that lines up with that leg. So I'm going to go from the positive, and this is going to go to number 12 on my board. So just into there. And then I'm going to push that down gently. Okay, that's everything now is all set up and ready to connect and ready to go. So here I've got my usual USB cable. So with the square end, it's going into here, pushed in nice and firmly, and then the other end going into the USB connection on the computer, and we can see that the green light comes on, and so it all appears to be working. So let's move over to the computer and have a look at the code. So most of this code here has actually come from the Arduino website itself. I've only added part about the alarm, and if you find this section here, so the number 3, that's the pin that's taking in the reading from the PIR sensor. The LED pin, number 13, that's our red LED, and alarm, that's our buzzer, which is in number 12. So again, a quick reminder in case this is your first time. Under Tools, you do need to make sure you've selected the Uno board and you have the correct port selected. If you find it's not working, double check these settings and try uploading again. So I'm going to go over to Upload, and first it's compiling. And it's uploading to the board now. So it has uploaded. And if we go to the serial monitor here, you'll see it's doing some calibration. So set for 10 seconds, it's just calibrating the sensor. And after that, it will be ready to go. We'll see that it's active. And if I just move in front of the sensor, you can see motion is detected. Here I've turned off the alarm for the moment, but if you're following along, probably your alarm will have started, and then it will tell you, so motion ended at 22 seconds. And if I move my hand in front of it again, so it's detected motion again. Now the length of time it stays on for can be adjusted with those orange pins that I showed you at the beginning. And there we go, motion has ended. Great, so I hope your alarm is working. Now at the moment it's connected to your computer, so not much use. You probably don't want to hide your whole computer. So I'm just going to show you how we fix it up to the battery so that your alarm becomes mobile and you can hide it anywhere you like, anywhere that you want protected. So here's my alarm. It's actually all plugged in. I'll just show you there. It's all plugged into my laptop and connected. You can see the light is coming on. I've actually unplugged the alarm part, otherwise the alarm will be going off all the way through this, which would be annoying. So I've just removed one of the jumper cables. So not very practical if you've got to hide your whole laptop or desktop with the alarm. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our battery clip here and a 9-volt battery or PP3 so that we can take this alarm to anywhere we want. So I'm just going to disconnect the USB there, and probably don't really need to show you how to do this, how to connect a battery up. So that just snaps together like that. And then this end, don't try and put it in here. It just goes into this connector there. And again, we've got the green light going on. And I'm going to reconnect my alarm so that we can see that it's all working. So there we go. Okay, so we can see it's now running off the battery, and give it a second, and then if I move my hand in front of it again, there you go, it's detected the motion. And now this whole unit is actually portable, so I can pick it up, move it around and place that anywhere I like as my room alarm or inside a drawer, and I no longer need to be connected to this USB. And there you have your very own alarm. So have fun, and I'll see you in another video.